All yours.
So what makes Dare Rosenthal a good left tackle?
He has experience playing in our league from LSU, playing left tackle. He went there as a defensive lineman. They moved him over. So he's got an athletic skill set. In summer training, the latter part of basically July, we had him over 20 mile an hour. So he's a guy that can run. And he's got length, obviously, and just experience, a lot of reps there. When you have a guy that has a lot of reps banked at one position, when you go and try to play the other side, it's different, and it's just transition there. And, we're getting ready to play a big year here, and it's probably the best thing to do for a team.
Is it just more natural for both of them to kind of...
Well, I think Darian's already established that he's one of the best tackles in the game. Right tackle is natural for him. Much like you, it's like riding a bike. You don't have to think about it. Just go out there and ride. And then you can focus on the things that you need to work on as far as the new schematic things that we got to do. You can focus on effort, straining. And, when you look at the combination of Eli Cox and Darian Kennard on one side there, you got some powerful men there that can move people off the spot.
What was Darian's reaction to going back to left tackle?
I think, Darian, one thing about Darian is he's a team-first guy. You know what I'm saying? And, I think when you've been through so many practices, you're at 4 or 5 practices in, 6 practices, you see the same things that we see as coaches as far as, who's the best 5 that you can put on the field at one time and what's the best positions for them where we can play at the highest level at early. We don't have time to learn on the job. We got to be good now. We got to be getting, Coach Stoops talked about already, is working on this week about being game ready. And that move was best for the football team. And that's what we're about.
Sounded like coming out of the spring that Flax was a pretty big riser. I know he's just kind of working with the twos there, but is there any thought about trying to work him in there into the different combinations?
Well, Coach Stoops and Coach Schlarman, long time ago, they'd play 8, 9 guys in a football game. And that's what we're continuing to strive for. So those guys can get in the game and play at a high level. And we're trying to eliminate the gap in between the 1s and 2s as we continue to move forward so those guys get experience and reps. But Jeremy Flax is a good football player, and, his mind's still in it. He's also a guy that can play guard for us, so he has a lot of position value.
What did you say from those second-year linemen? All those guys were really hype recruits a couple years ago. They had that weird COVID year with the off-season and the weight program. How did that affect their development? Where are they kind of at?
I think it's affected everybody. Quite honestly, I think it's affected more of the high school kids and the high school recruiting. When you're looking at film, I see a gap in the recruiting classes between 22 and 23. That's where I'm seeing more of it. I think Coach Stoops, I can't speak for it because I wasn't here during COVID, but it looks like Coach Edmond and Coach Hill and those guys did a good job of keeping these guys somewhat in shape and as far as continuing to work out and be strong. And so I don't see as much in college as I do the high school. I see the gap more in high school.
What's helped Jagger and David be able to kind of move up the chart pretty as quick as they have?
Well, I think, obviously Jagger has a tremendous skill set. Obviously you guys have, been exposed to that. You've seen that. Tremendously talented young man. He has went through a transition of playing inside. When you play tackle, you're dealing with a guy pretty much head up on you to outside. When you play inside, you got guys coming from both angles at you, and you're dealing with bigger people. The size of the interior players in this league that you play against and in practice here are much heavier than the guys that play out there on the perimeter when you look at from high school to college. So there's that transition also. But Jagger's got a bright future, and he continues to work at it and takes coaching, and it's important to him. David Wallabaugh is a guy that played tackle his whole career. In the spring, I had him at tackle guard center, so he has a lot of position value. So he got banged up a little bit today, so he didn't get a chance to finish things out there. But David's going to be a good football player for us, and I see him continuing to be a multiple position player as far as center guard tackle.
What was it about Eli that allowed him to take the reins there at right guard? Liam just mentioned just pound for pound he might be the strongest guy on the team. Is that power something that...
He's got power. We talked about it when we were in the NFL all the time, is finding guys coming out of college have power. You guys saw the contract that the Bills quarterback signed a couple weeks ago. First thing I did was I texted that to all my players. And, one thing you better understand is you better be able to anchor, and you better be able to protect that quarterback inside out and give him a place to step up. And that comes with strength, your ability to anchor and keep what we call pocket integrity. and Eli can do that. He's strong. He works at it. The guy has tremendous work ethic. It's important to him, and when you have those traits, you got a chance to be pretty good.
Has Luke made the transition to center?
Luke's done well, as old as he is, as long as he's been around, he can play any position really. But I like the adjustment he's made to playing inside. He gets great matchups every day against our defensive line, so that gets him ready for SEC league play. But it's important to Luke. He's a natural leader. He runs the group. He's like having another assistant coach on the field. And we're thankful, all of us here at Kentucky that Luke made the decision to come back.
Eric, how's the pass protection?
It depends on what day it is. You know what I'm saying? On third down, we're getting a lot of looks right there, so that's getting us ready for SEC league play because, every week they have wrinkles that they put in. So you got to continue to exercise your calls. You have to understand making your calls and identifying things and then changing protections based on what they're doing as far as up front. So that's been a real good challenge for us. And at the end of the day, we all know in this league they're going to get you in 5 one-on-ones in some form or fashion. And really all the defense wants is all they want to do is win one out of 5. But we got to be, we got to man up and be able to handle our guy and handle the one-on-one. And sometimes they're going to create space. So just because you're an inside player doesn't mean you're always going to have 2 guards sitting right next to you. They're going to create space and they're going to try to get their fast guy, their best matchup on them. I always say this is they're going to get you in 5 one-on-ones and then they're going to put their best pass rusher on your worst pass blocker. That's what this league's about. So wherever your weak link is, wherever they feel like your weak link is, they're going to try to expose him.
Eric, your core guys have proven, demonstrated they can move guys off the line, run the ball. Has there been a bigger emphasis on the pass protection?
We've had to spend quite a bit of time on pass protection. You know what I'm saying? We're doing some different things that have been asked of these guys in the past, and they love to run the football. But we got to at the end of the day, you're going to be in 3rd and long at some point in the football game, and you got to be able to protect. So that's what we're focused on, and we've had to continue to work on that. And I appreciate our effort every day coming to work and wanting to work on it and understanding concepts, and we'll continue to get better.
Okay, folks, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right.